at Peoria Zoo. I've always been interested in animals, and I was fortunate enough to grow up out in the country, so we always had chickens and various animals, and that really started my love for taking care of critters large and small. In order to become a zookeeper, I went to 4 years of college. Afterwards, I did lots of internships. So I was a naturalist at one point, which means that I did education with different animals. And then I went on to be an animal keeper at Wildlife Prairie Park as an intern for a little bit. And that eventually led me to my role here as a zookeeper. So one important part of my job is actually to enrich the animals. And what that means is we offer them different smells or sounds or maybe puzzles in order to encourage them to act how they would out in the wild. So sometimes we give our animals a puzzle feeder. So instead of just going and sitting and eating their pile of food, they actually have to work for it and learn how to forage for their food. So here today I have a few examples for you of different enrichment items we might use. Sometimes we actually use bubble machines. The animals like to watch us chase and pop the bubbles, or sometimes they'll follow them themselves. We use different smells. So this one here is actually maple, so it's going to smell like syrup. So sometimes the buildings might smell like pancakes if you come for a visit. And then this is an example of a puzzle feeder. This is a PVC pipe we drilled some holes in. But if you wanted to make something similar at home, you could use a toilet paper roll or maybe one from paper towels. You can cut some holes in it and close the ends with some treats inside and give it to your cat or dog for them to push around and find the special treats. So in creating your own enrichment at home for your animals, what we like to do is rate it. Did you notice they interacted with it? Was it good or was it bad? So for example, I help take care of our education animals and the animals in our Australia walkabout. And one of our most recent enrichments was actually playing different music. Our cockatoo, Bibi, who you may have seen in the walkabout, loves jazz music. And so we know that's a positive reaction when she starts dancing and singing and even waving to people. So that goes in the good category. So for a step-by-step example of what you can do for some enrichment for an animal at home, we're going to pretend that this is a toilet paper tube. And what you would do is take some scissors with your parents and cut small holes to let out just a little bit of the treat at a time. Then you'll put in whatever special treat you might think that animal would like and close the ends. So what they're gonna have to do is roll it around to let the treats fall out. So you'll know if this is a positive enrichment, if they love to interact with it, chase the toy around and get their treats, and maybe it's a negative reaction or not a good enrichment if they just kind of ignore it or don't really play with it. So once you evaluate your enrichment, you can go back to your drawing board and decide what worked and what didn't, and maybe what you'd like to try differently the next time. So now why don't you pause this video and try out your own enrichment. Now if you don't have pets at home, you can still do enrichment for the insects, animals, and other things living out in your yard. For a good step-by-step instruction on how to make a pollinator house, you can go to the Peoria Park District website or Facebook page to see a live video. And there's also instructions for things like planting pollinator gardens. My day as a zookeeper starts out by we check on all of our animals, we prepare their diets, we clean their exhibits, and of course, as I talked about, we give them enrichment. And these are just a few of the basic things that we do every day. We're also doing medical procedures and all sorts of things to ensure that our animals have a good life and that they are well taken care of. If you are interested in becoming a zookeeper or working with animals, there are different volunteer opportunities, such as our Zoo Team program at Peoria Zoo, which is not going on this summer, but we'll look for it in future summers. You could also volunteer at your local animal shelter. In addition to volunteering at your local animal shelter or becoming a zoo team, you could also do some research on animals, basic general care and things like that, which you can find at your local library or online with your parents' help.